REM, or you can say rapid eye movement. Okay, so at times you might have observed this phenomena that uh, you have slept for 8 hours, but you still feel like something is missing, or you still feel a little bit of tired. Your mood is not that good, you feel a little cranky, or sometimes you just sleep for 5 hours or sleep 6 hours, and surprisingly astonishingly, you feel fresh and you feel rejuvenated, you feel better. Today we will try to find out why, what is the reason of that sometimes we are sleeping more but we are not feeling good, and sometimes we are sleeping less but we are feeling refreshed. So there is one thing called REM sleep. What is REM? I have already discussed. REM means rapid eye movement. So during this stage, actually when we sleep, it has two steps or two different states of sleeping. One is the non-REM sleep, or what we call deep sleep. We don't have any dream, we are just sleeping like a baby. And this non-REM sleep or this deep sleep, this is the stage where the body repair itself. Your body, your brain, it repairs itself. It's like charging your mobile phone. Whereas REM sleep is little different. In REM sleep, your brain is processing different kind of information. Uh, it's like your phone, running different apps in the background, or your phone is downloading some kind of updates. So REM happens mostly, not all the time, but mostly when you are dreaming. So when we are dreaming, mostly that is the REM sleep. During REM, our body is almost paralyzed, or our body is almost inactive, except our eyes and our breathing. You might ask me a question, why Bodhi? Why? The reason is this is a nature's, the way we have evolved. This is the nature's safety lock so that we don't act out in our dreams. So suppose if you see a dream that a tiger is chasing you, your eye will move very fast. You will have REM, and maybe you might breathe rapidly. But other part of your body will not react. This is the way the nature has intended so that we don't exert, or we do not spend a lot of energy during our dreams, because when we are dreaming we do not know it's a dream. For that time when you are dreaming, you feel like it's a reality, right? uh, if you can realize that inside your dream you are dreaming, that's we called a lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming, when we realize that yeah, we are dreaming. So the sleep, when we are sleeping, basically it is a combination of two, non-REM sleep and the REM sleep. uh, like I told you, in deep sleep the body repairs itself, but in the REM sleep, it does different kind of processing, like it sorts our memories, it filling away different kind of emotions, and even it's clearing some space for tomorrow. So brain is very much active in REM phase. Why it matters? Because REM affects how we feel emotionally. how well we remember things, or even our long-term health. And understanding REM, it helps us sleep in a good manner, and in a smarter way, not necessarily longer, but in a more productive manner we can sleep. Now there are many myths associated with REM. So we are going to discuss about all the myths. So first myth about REM is some people believe that more REM sleep is always better. Uh, Actually, it's not true. More REM sleep means you are always dreaming, or your brain is always active, and your body is not able to repair itself, because I told you, in the deep sleep your body repair itself. So balance matters. It's not about uh, more amount of REM sleep, the balance between deep sleep and REM sleep. So if you have too little REM sleep, you may have poor memory, you have poor mood control, because REM is very important for our mood. But if we have too much REM, maybe you are sleeping for 8 hours, 3 4 hours, 5 hours you are having REM only, then again it is linked to kind of depression and stress. So the balance is important. When we are watering a plant, if we pour too little water, it wilts. And if we pour too much water, and the roots starts rotting. Exactly the same thing with REM. The REM needs the right amount, not the maximum amount. Second myth about rapid eye movement is dreams are just random noise in the brain. Not exactly. And there are many specialists, or I would say psychologists, who talked about our dreams, like Sigmund Freud, who had talked about our dreams. Why do we dream? What kind of dreams do we see in specific situations? And then Carl Jung came and he gave a different kind of explanation. So Carl Jung is very famous for his theory called uh, collective unconscious and the shadow self. I'm not going into the collective unconscious or shadow self, but I'm just telling you that it's not like a very random kind of thing. It has some purpose. So dreams during REM often, help process our emotions, uh, mostly about some recent experiences, about our traumatic experiences. Like if you had a very stressful uh, day at your work, uh, your brain might replay pieces of it during REM. Maybe you had a very bad day, you had an argument with someone, you had a verbal fight. During REM, your brain might replay it. Why? Because emotionally it affected you. Uh, so during REM, what what REM tries to do, it's not to torture you with that same experience, but to file away or sort that emotional intensity, or I would say, put it into the backside, not the front side of your mind, so that tomorrow you do not feel the intense emotion. Tomorrow you do not feel, it does not feel as sharp as you feel it today. So emotional control or emotional regulation, REM has a great role to play. It's not very random. Our dreams are not very random. Okay, there is another myth that if I sleep for 8 hours, I automatically get enough REM. Many people believe that, okay, you are sleeping for 8 hours, great, great, wonderful. You must be uh, having a good REM. Not necessarily. It may not happen. Yes, there are chances it will happen, but mostly it has been found through research that REM is concentrated in the second half of the night, or you can say, second half, uh, like uh, before you wake, that time, like every day you wake up at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or 7 a.m. Before you wake, the REM phase is very strong. And the second half of the night also the REM is quite strong. Most of the time REM happens in the second half of the night. So it does not depend about the total hours of your sleep. It depends upon your sleep cycle, and if every day you are going to bed and waking up at the same time. That is why physician, the doctors say that you should have a sleep routine, that even if you are sleeping for just 6 to 7 hours, try to go to bed at the exact same time and wake up at the same time, because our body has a biological clock, a circadian rhythm we have. Okay, Dali said that for me, the hour of waking is when I learn, when I solve problem with new. True, true, because REM happens just before you wake up. Just before you wake up, the REM phase is pretty high. And just like Dali said that, for me, the hour of waking is when I learn. I don't know if did you mean by hour of waking or just hour uh, before you wake up. Many people, many writers and many scientists, they have seen the dreams, and then they could come up with different characters. The scientists could come up with different inventions. So yeah, it happens. Yeah, exactly. Now I get it. Hour before I'm fully. That is the time when REM is very strong. Okay. So thank you for your testament. Okay. Now, uh, the next myth is uh, alcohol helps me sleep better. So those people who drink maybe in a moderate amount, uh, they feel that alcohol help me sleep better. Uh, Actually, it's quite opposite. Alcohol suppresses REM initially, and then causes a REM rebound, later in the night. That is why people often wake up cranky, or remember vivid or intense dreams after drinking. It's like, I mean, you are pausing a movie for some time, then watching the movie at the double speed, like on YouTube. You're pausing the video, and then 2x, 3x, 4x speed you are watching. It's not true. That is another myth about alcohol and REM. There is another myth that only humans have dream, or only humans have REM sleep. Uh, but it's not true. Most mammals experience REM. I grew up with a dog. He was a German Shepherd dog, an Alsatian dog, and I have seen many times that his paws twitch while sleeping, or sometimes it's like the dog is running. Anyone here has pet and observe the same thing, that in your dream your dog is chasing something? Okay, okay. But I have seen it many times that my dog while sleeping. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm not sure about cat. I've never pet cats, but yes, dogs I have seen. So every mammals, be it dog, cat, cow, horse, they have REM sleep. It's very common to all the mammals. Yes. So uh, all the mammals, they have the REM sleep. Uh, Now, the what does research say about REM, that we are going to discuss? There are many research, but due to the time constraint, I will not go into all the research, but I will talk about some specific research which happened, or which was conducted to find out more insights about REM. Uh, Researchers found that after a good night's sleep, the brain's fear and emotion center, it's called amygdala. It's a kind of alarm center, you know. So the brain's fears and emotion center calm down, uh, even when looking at upsetting images again. But only sleep with REM, produce this calming effect. That means the REM helps, decharge our emotional memories. So if you have a good night's sleep with REM, uh, it will calm down your amygdala. And even the next day you are exposed in the same situation, your brain will act more mature manner, not in a very, you know, uh, impulsive manner. That is why for those people who are suffering with any mental health issues, the psychiatrist or psychologist always ask you this question, that how good you sleep. Every day, are you sleeping for at least 7 to 8 hours? It's very important for our emotional regulation. Uh, there is another research where they have found that, and it was a multi-year research, uh, where they have found that people who had more REM sleep had a lower risk of heart failure later in life. So they have studied people for many years and they have found that people with high amount of REM sleep had a lower risk of heart failure in their old age or later in life. So REM is not just about dreams or our mood. It quietly it protects your heart over time. Uh, Third, research that they say that um, disrupted REM. So you are having good sleep, but your REM sleep is disrupted. Uh, it is a kind of depression and anxiety. So people with depression often show this specific sleep pattern. They enter REM too fast and they get out of their REM phase again, faster. They do not stay in their REM phase quite longer, and maybe they might have a very intense REM, many intense dream. They sweat a lot in their REM, but they do not stay longer in the REM. They quickly go in and out. Uh, so poor REM patterns actually contribute to stress, anxiety, and depression. Okay, there was another study where they have found that deep, slow wave sleep, not REM, the deep sleep, is what most people strongly predicts whether you feel refreshed in the morning. So if you want to feel physically rested, focus on deep sleep quality. That is the first half of the night. If you want emotional balance and sharp memory, good, like Dali said, that solving problems, uh, having more insights, then the second half of the night matters a lot. So they actually serve different purposes. The first half of the night, your body is repairing itself. The second half of the night, the REM phase, your memory is consolidated, putting into a different compartment into your mind. You can find some solutions about some problems. Some images might come to you, or you can see some dreams. Again, it is discharge your emotional reaction in real life. Another study that is all about, if you travel, if you go to a new place, maybe you are traveling in train, and I have experienced it many times. When I travel in train, like first night in a new place, the REM is delayed or sometimes shortened and very disrupted, even before you consciously notice feeling stressed. So If you go to a new place, a hotel room or a train or a flight, it will affect your REM. So that was another research which talked about it, and I have observed in my own life. I have gone to new places and I could not even sleep. I have so many sleepless nights on overnight train in India. So when I was a student, nowadays I take mostly flight for going to a places, so I can go to from one city to another city in 2.5 hours. India is pretty big, but when I was students, and even nowadays also when I'm having a train journey, most of the time I do not sleep at night. So yes. Now the last part of our discussion today, that how we can improve our REM sleep, the most important part. We have discussed what is REM, different myths about REM, how REM affects our sleep quality, our health, our mood and our memory, but how we can having a good REM sleep. So the first thing is we need to protect the last 2-3 hours of the sleep. That is the time we go into the REM phase. So suppose every day you go to bed at 12 a.m. and you wake up at 8 a.m. 5 to 8 a.m. This 2 to 3 hours is your sacred time for REM. You need to protect it. So like I said, REM is concentrated late in the night. So uh, don't cut your morning sleep short with an early alarm if avoidable. Yes, sometimes we have to go to our office, we have to run to our job, but if it is possible, you go to your bed a little early, but don't disrupt your REM sleep. So if you think that tomorrow for your job you have to wake up at 7, uh, you go to your bed at 11. So last 2-3 hours is very crucial for REM. Second thing is, like I said, we need to keep a very consistent sleep routine or sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time. Exact time is not possible. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour is manageable. Even on weekends, helps your body to settle into a predictable REM pattern or predictable REM rhythm, because I told you our body has its own clock, biological clock or circadian rhythm. Uh, so REM always runs on a schedule. So if our bedtimes keeps changing, then it directly affects our REM phase. We need to limit our alcohol, close to bedtime. And I would say not only alcohol, even caffeine. We should not have coffee in the late evening. Till 6 p.m. is fine, having a cup of coffee. But after that, if you drink coffee, it is going to affect your sleep quality. So coffee and alcohol you should not use close to your bedtime. Uh, at least we should try to stop drinking 3 to 4 hours before bed, and for coffee even 6 to 7 hours before bed. We need to manage stress before bed, because stress is a enemy of REM. So we can practice some kind of mindfulness or meditation. You can play some calming music, whatever. You can read some books, whatever feels good for you, whatever helps you to get rid of the stress, you can do that. So you can do some breathing exercise, journaling, reading, mindfulness, that is fine. The most important thing, and which is very common in today's world, we need to avoid screen, because the blue light which comes out from our mobile screen or laptop or tablet, uh, it delays our sleep, and our brain thinks that it's a daytime. the brain remains very active, so which pushes REM later and shortens it. So before you go to your bed, the first thing, the rule of thumb is never take your mobile to your bed. Okay, and before uh, you go to your bed, at least 20-30 minutes before, you stop your internet connection, and you just get rid of your mobile phone. So this is very important. And nowadays I see that, the young people, the teenagers, they are constantly glued to their mobile screen, and the society has taken it as a normal, but they do not know it is putting a enormous negativity on their brain. And there are so many research, you can go to Google and you can find it out, that the disadvantage of doom scrolling. So recently, even I was reading a research, and they have found that the Gen Z, those people who are just 18, 19, 20, 25, the Gen Z generation, their IQ level is less than us. Their IQ level is measurably less than the previous generation. So, which is very concerning, because this screen, no matter which website you are seeing, is very addictive. So you feel like you will watch shorts for 5 minutes. The 5 minute turns into half an hour. The half an hour turns into 2 hours, and you don't have any control, because it has been designed in a such a way that you keep, this being attached with it. So we need to have some discipline. I'm not saying it's good or bad. There are some good contents, there are some good shots, but we need to be disciplined that before going to bed, we are not going to use it. Otherwise, it will very negatively affect our mental health and brain health. Uh, we need to keep the room cool and dark. So the body temperature and light directly affect REM quality. So REM sleep is especially sensitive to temperature and environmental disruption. So yes, we can have a small night bulb. Uh, yes, so I was discussing about we need to avoid the screen before we go to our bed. The first thing is, we should not take our mobile phone to our bed, and before we go to sleep, like half an hour, 1 hour back, we need to switch off our internet connection. And then I discussed we need to keep the room cool and dark, because REM is affected by our body temperature and the light. So a slightly cool room, yes, we can use a night bulb, but yes, if it is dark, it's better for the REM. And the last and the final one, we should not obsess over maximizing REM. Many people say before going to bed, today I'm going to have 4 hours of REM. No, no, it does not work like that. It should happen naturally, because the balance matters more than the maximum. Our deep sleep is also important, and REM sleep is also important. It's not like that 8 hours you will have the REM sleep. That will be a disaster for our health, because in the deep sleep the body actually goes through the repairing phase. The brain flush out the toxins, and so many things happen. So you don't need to, be very hard on yourself that to have a to maximize the REM. So that is not needed. So we need to focus on the consistency and the quality of the whole night, not just chasing the REM numbers. And nowadays there are even some smart watches where you can measure the deep sleep and REM sleep. So, but that is not needed. It's not needed to measure everything which is happening in our body. So that is all about the REM. Now, if you have any questions, or if you would like to share your own experience about REM, you can do that. So we will take 2 more minutes and then we will close the session. Okay, so let me check. Okay, Dali has written something. Before there were devices, there were televisions. I think leaving the TV on really messed up sleep, similar to listening to podcast. If the yeah, exactly, exactly. So I do the same thing. At night I do not use my I do not look at the screen, but I have a bad habit that if something is not running, I don't feel sleepy. So at night I play an audiobook, but only one audiobook is there in my YouTube download. So after that audiobook will end, automatically it will stop. Not the second one will start or the third one will start. Or suppose I'm listening to some calm music, maybe Mozart or some classical sonata or Indian classical. The same thing I do. I play a music half an hour, 45 minutes. After that, my mobile phone will stop. What I do, I download it and then I switch off my internet connection. You can do the same thing. I download an audiobook, and in our mobile phone on YouTube you can download something, and after that, even there is no internet connection, you can listen to it. I found it helpful, and it solved this purpose. Okay, thank you so much, Dali, for sharing. Okay, uh, that is fine. It's not needed to switch on your AC until and unless it's very hot, more than 35, 40 degrees centigrade. It's fine. Even I do not use AC, even though India is a very predominantly hot country. uh, AC is not that important, but yes, cool, uh, the dark room is fine. Even the fan will work for it. That is absolutely fine. Okay, quickly I will share the YouTube channel link when where I put all the videos. So today's videos also I will post tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Or if you want to see some old videos of whole brain health and the Buddha centers, you can see it here. So here you can find some of the recorded session, and later on also if you have any question you can ask me on second live, or yeah, it's best to send me a note cards because sometimes IM gets capped. You send me a note card, I will check it and I will get back to you. And thank you so much everyone for joining and sharing your experience. Next Sunday again we shall meet and we will discuss something together. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful week. And I wish that we all have a good REM sleep starting from today. But the quality is more important than the quantity. So that is more important. So even if you have just 1 hour of REM sleep, but qualitative, not a very disrupted, that is more important. Okay, okay. Bye for now. Namaste. Bye.